I just love the game of softball. I've been around it a long time, and I've just developed an unbelievable passion for umpiring specifically, and making sure that we're umpiring the game correctly. There's a lot of ways to umpire. There's a lot of great ways. There's a lot of not so good ways, and I've really tried to focus and hone in on how to make good umpires great. And that's kind of the motto I've lived by since I started. I started in 1992 as a scorekeeper at a ballpark that happened to need an umpire. And from that day on, I've just had such a love for the game, such a passion. And I decided at an early age in umpiring when I was 21, something just drove me. I wanted to be the best that's ever done this. And that's what I've strived for every time I step on the field, whether I'm doing church league or whether I'm doing men's major. I'm trying to be the best umpire that's ever done this. Yeah, so my first time umpiring, I started in 1992. It was at Vestal Park in North Little Rock, Arkansas. I was actually scorekeeping a church league tournament, and the umpire went down, and they said, "Hey, does anybody else know how to umpire here?" I said, "I've never done it, but I would absolutely love to give it a try." So they put me as the field umpire. I went out, there was a man on base, so I went out and stood next to second base, and I looked at the second baseman. I said, "Buddy, do you mind telling me where I should be standing?" He said, "You're perfect right there." And that guy happened to be Ken Hawk, who is a great umpire from Arkansas. It was the first time I'd ever met him. It was 1992. He's playing for Sylvan Hills Church of Christ. And we have developed a friendship that goes way beyond softball, but that's where it all started. And they told me that umpiring probably wasn't for me, that I probably wasn't going to cut it. They appreciated me coming out, but this is not a career that I probably should choose as a second job. So I've since gone on to do a couple of pretty good things. I've done 10 major World Series in a row. This is my 11th. Two-time Conference Umpire of the Year. And so I've had some great experiences, but the best thing for me is the guys that I've gotten to meet, the guys that I've gotten a chance to mentor and to train, all those young guys from Arkansas that are coming up. They're some of the best umpires I've ever seen. It's a family atmosphere. Of course, when you're out there on the field, they're your only friends, that's for sure. So it's been a great experience over the last 26 years. I've enjoyed it immensely, and getting to meet every one of these guys has been great. Yeah, maintaining your composure, that's a great question. You know, that separates the good umpires from the great umpires. There are times that I am so passionate about the game and I want to get it right every single time that I'm incredibly hard on myself. And I probably show that in relation to how I react to players at times, but it's only because I'm super passionate about it, just like they are. I'm as competitive about umpiring as these guys are about playing, and ladies. And so keeping your composure, though, is one of the things that makes a great umpire, being able to stay on an even keel, whether things are going great or things are not going so great. And those are some things that I constantly have to work on, and I still work on to this day. Yeah, so the new guys, especially at this level, they get a little nervous. I still get butterflies sometimes when I've got a big game coming up. I think that's how it should be, but I really try to tell them just to slow the game down. Just to count. When you have a bang play at first, a really close one, just count in your head. 1, 2, slow the game down before you make a call. Be approachable and hustle. Always hustle. We can't teach judgment. You've either got it or you don't. You either know what 3 from release is or you don't. But we can teach you to effectively hustle to certain positions and to always try to be approachable. I know I struggle with sometimes with some of these guys, and they'll be the first ones to admit that, and I'll admit it too, but always try to be approachable, always try to hustle, always try to be in position. We're not going to get them all right, but if we can be there and be on top of it, I think that goes a long way. So I just try to teach them to slow the game down and just kind of take criticism, take constructive criticism, and work from there. Yeah, the evolution of the game has been absolutely unbelievable with the bats and the balls and just the talent level that's playing, especially at the major level. Former minor leaguers and guys that played high up in college, guys and girls both. That's really changed. The athleticism has changed. The speed has changed. The intelligence of the guys playing at this level that know all the rules just like you do. These aren't guys that are just out here winging it. They absolutely know what's going on. And so that's changed. But I also think our umpires have gotten more athletic. We've gotten some younger guys, some guys faster guys, some really athletic guys that can get to position that's got to be able to keep up with these guys and girls that are playing at this level. That's been the biggest change that I've seen. So the training program has really taken off. I've enjoyed being a part of that and being able to contribute some of the limited knowledge that I have. I love going around the country to different parts. We've been to New Mexico, we've been to California, we've been to Dallas, and we've been to the Northeast. And we've really been able to train some guys, some new guys that maybe didn't really understand what all was involved in USSSA softball. So it's been a real pleasure to be able to develop a program, develop a PowerPoint, to develop some training, some videos to help the younger guys and to help the veterans that have been out there forever that maybe don't understand the true concept of three from release, what that really looks like, some pointers, some tips about positioning and game management and those kind of things. It's been great to be able to work with my staff and with Doc and Tony and all the other guys to put together a training program that I think is going to be top notch. Last year, I attempted to walk away from the game. 2018, I determined this was going to be my last year. I was done. I had reached the peak at what I thought. So I stepped away from the game. I left my shoes at home plate. And then over the winter, as I was sitting there watching the duel and watching Vegas, and I thought, this is ridiculous. Softball is a part of my life. It's always going to be a part of my life. And so I'm back going full tilt, ready to go until they ask me to leave. That'll be the next time that I try to retire. I think really my passion for the game, I think it's evident. I think I am absolutely locked in on every single pitch, on every single play. I try to bring the same intensity to every game, no matter if I'm doing league at home, training a new guy in Fayetteville, Arkansas, or I'm working the Men's Major World Series. I care about the game, I care about getting the calls right, and I care about doing a great job. At the end of the day, the players are the customers. Not that the customers are always right, but they are the customers, and we're here to do a service. And I think if more guys would understand that and come to the ballpark willing to put in the same amount of work that the guys playing are, I think we're all going to get along better. We're going to have much better officiated games, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it that much more. USSSA has been absolutely wonderful to me my whole career. They've given me opportunities that another association didn't think that I deserved, and I'll be forever grateful for that. Donnie and Don Sr. have put together an unbelievable program, great support for the umpires. This complex is top notch. You're not going to go to another place and find these type of fields all in one place that we can play a multitude of different levels of ball. It's just absolutely incredible, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of it. I think the greatest joy I get of softball is just being around other guys that are like-minded like me, that want to do a great job to support a program that's been good to them. I'm not the greatest player. I play at home a little bit in an old man league, and so it's fun for me to be out here and just to always be a part of it and to feel like I'm contributing and giving back. And that's where the training comes in. I want to give back the things that I've picked up, not all the bad things, but the good things that I've picked up and I've learned. I want to pass that on to the next guy so that we can continue a great tradition of great umpires. It's surreal. It really is. The positions that I've been put in and gotten the chance to meet the people that I've gotten to meet would have never happened without softball. And it's just surreal that I walked on to a field in 1992 where I was scorekeeping and stood at second base and I see a career take off from there. It's been incredible.